If you watch one of our recent YouTube shorts, you know we have a huge rat problem in our garden this summer. These little guys have been helping themselves to our tomatoes. They've literally gotten about 3/4 of our summer harvest. It's so maddening. And judging by all your comments, we're definitely not the only ones dealing with it. Are there actually any solutions that work to protect your tomatoes from rodents? In this video, we're going to try and find out. We're putting 3 different tomato protection solutions to the test to see if any of them can stop the rats from enjoying our harvest before we do. This video isn't sponsored. We're simply going to install each one. We'll be documenting what the rats are doing while we're sleeping with the night vision camera and let the rats decide. Our first solution is this wire mesh bag. Now the idea is pretty simple. It surrounds the tomato with a metal barrier while still allowing sunlight and airflow to reach the fruit. It's very strong, so I'm really hoping the rats can't chew through it, but just be sure to tie it off at the top nice and tight. Next, the nylon mesh bag. Now this works on basically the same idea, but with a completely different material. It's softer, yet easier to work with, so I'm not too sure how well it's going to protect the tomatoes from the rats. Like the wire mesh bag, be sure to lace it up tightly as well. If you leave any type of netting open, the rats will definitely find their way in. And last but not least, we're trying the Green Guardian. Now this one has a different design altogether, so I'm really curious to see how it compares with the other two. You just pour the white vinegar into the storage unit and hang it or place it in place just above the area where the rats go to. The odor of the white vinegar emanates up the tube and the shell cap guides the odor gently down. The rodents don't like the aroma and hopefully go the other way to the neighbor's house. I'm kidding on that one. But this one actually works really well to hang in spots like here where I have cherry tomatoes that I can't cover with the net bags.
This is the 2023 Seymour Solar Trail Cam. It shoots in 4K, 30 frames per second. It's motion activated, waterproof. I don't even think this model exists anymore, so I'll throw a link up to the newest model. My second critter cam is, promise not to laugh, a refurbished bird feeder.
And now the waiting begins. We'll check back tomorrow morning and see what happened overnight. Back to check on the tomatoes, and honestly, I'm a little nervous to see what we're gonna find. Let's start here with this nylon mesh bag. When I first walked up to this one, I really thought it was gonna be a winner. It looked beautiful, it looked perfectly ripe. Then I looked a little closer. Oh my gosh. No! From a distance, it looked perfect, but the rats have eaten it. Now here's the part that really surprised me. They didn't chew through the bag. They actually ate the tomato right through the mesh. So frustrating. At first glance, I thought this bag had done its job, but unfortunately, this tomato is a total loss. Now this one's interesting. Right next to my chewed up tomato is an empty mesh bag. I don't even know where this one came from. There's little pieces of the tomato inside the bag. I don't even know how this happened. Now let's move over to the wire mesh bags. Look at these. 5 tomatoes, and every one of them is still protected. So far, I'd say this wire mesh bag is doing exactly what we hoped. These tomatoes weren't protected, and unfortunately, the rats definitely found them. But then, my eyes went to right here. See this? Now what a difference. That beautiful green tomato is still plump, healthy, and completely untouched. The wire mesh bag is still securely in place. It's doing exactly what we hoped for. So seeing these side by side really tells the story. The unprotected tomatoes were the easy targets, but this one is still safe and has a chance to keep ripening. As I kept checking tomatoes around the garden, the pattern stayed pretty consistent. Most of the tomatoes protected with the wire mesh bags were still in great shape. Some of the unprotected tomatoes had escaped the rats, at least for now, but many have not. I think we've gotten a little bit lucky with a few of them, but every day these tomatoes stayed on the vine felt like a win. We've definitely lost quite a few tomatoes out here too, like this one. Oh, this just gets me every time. But over here at this container, these are still hanging on. I have my beautiful pink brandywine. I've totally got my fingers crossed with this one. And so far, it looks like the rats have not gotten through the wire mesh, which is super, super exciting because this is actually my prized tomato. Now I've got a couple of Mr. Stripeys right over here, but it seems to be the rats don't bother the ones that are completely green, for the most part. So I'm really hoping these make it all the way to harvest. Every morning I come out here, and when they're still here, I breathe a little bit easier. Now we're not celebrating just yet. They still have a few more days to make it, but I'm definitely rooting for these 3 right here. Just take a look at the critter cam here. The rats did not even give the wire mesh bag a second glance. The footage really does speak for itself. I like what I'm seeing with these wire mesh bags. Now let's head over to the garden nook where we've been testing the Green Guardian. Really interested to see what I find over here, because before we hung it up, I was finding chewed tomatoes almost every morning. They were taking the yellow pear tomatoes right off my plant here, chewing them up, taking what they wanted and leaving little pieces right down here. So I'm kind of interested to see what I'm going to see here. Let me take a look. Wow, looks really good. I think this is the first morning that I've come out here and not seen any chewed tomatoes down here on the garden bed. So really excited about that. Can I say for certain that the Green Guardian absolutely stopped the rats? Well, I think the jury's still out on this one, but it's definitely something I want to keep testing. But I do believe it's providing an invisible barrier around my plant. And I really like it for areas like this with small cherry tomatoes that I couldn't possibly cover with all the net bags. So I'm absolutely going to keep testing it. Well, after spending several days watching these tomatoes and the rats, I definitely learned a few things. Each of these protection methods has its strengths and its limitations. The nylon mesh bags were inexpensive, lightweight, and easy to put on, but they didn't always stop the rats from getting the tomatoes. Now, the wire mesh bags took a little more effort, cost a little more, but they consistently gave the tomatoes the solid protection while they ripened. And the Green Guardian, it showed encouraging early results, but I'd still like to test it over a longer period. But so far, I'm impressed enough to keep using it. Every garden is different. Rat pressure varies, tomato varieties vary, and even the rats seem to behave differently from one yard to the next. But hopefully by seeing these three methods side by side helps you decide what might work best in your own garden. The bottom line is there's no guarantees when it comes to rats. A multi-pronged approach is still your best bet because every deterrent that makes your garden a little less inviting can help. If we save even a few more tomatoes from becoming rat food, I'd call that a pretty successful experiment. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time in the garden.